Hey Scruffy, how you doing? So maybe 10-15 minutes later than usual. I'm coming later like the last week or two, so it's starting to become normal, huh? So you're ready for food, huh? Ants in the water again. Not as bad as yesterday. I need the spray. So it's a little cooler today. Temperature is not too bad. I just came back from a long run. Still wanted to go late as I could because, yeah, it's hot enough in the midday that I don't want to be out there. And I'm waiting for it to get cooler. But yeah, the heat lingered again for that first hour. Second hour it came down. But yeah, not even close to as miserable as the past 2 or 3 days. Although the last 3 days actually weren't that miserable, relatively speaking. Yeah, it was much better than the last 2 heat waves we had. So I think the weather is going to be like this for a few more days, and then I think it's going to heat up again, but we'll see. But yeah, the house has been really hot. Actually, the trash inside the house actually starts smelling pretty bad. I think the heat was doing something to it. So for my run today, actually I had to do some prep work because I've been having trouble with my shoelaces on one of my pairs of shoes. It's never happened before, but the shoelaces broke. And it was with both shoes. So I think the design's defective. I'm not sure if it's the lace itself or the shoes or both. It's never happened to me before. So the lace itself looks like it's I'm trying to describe it. It looks like it's like really two designs fused together. So there's an inner string or an inner cord, and then there's an outer sheath. Now both of these together actually make the entire shoelace, but what seems to have happened is the outer sheath snapped, but the inner cord was still intact. But the problem is that the shoelace really depends on both for its structural, for its strength. And without the other sheath, the thin cord was not probably going to survive when I tighten the lace. So when I pull it for tension, it's eventually going to break, and actually that's what happened. So I first started with the left foot, I think, and then at first I looked at it and I kind of figured it was going to break. So the outer sheath was ripped, and the inner cord didn't look very strong, and the sheath kind of tore right at the final eyelet of the final hole from where the lace comes out of the base of the ankle, the hole near the base of the ankle. So what I did was I used some duct tape, and I basically tried to strengthen up the shoelace. But the problem was, because it broke right at the eyelet, I had to pull the lace tighter in order to get enough clearance so I could wrap the duct tape around it and firm it up. And the side effect of that was it made the shoe really, really tight, and I was starting to get blisters on my toes because the shoe is too tight. And then the right shoe eventually developed the same problem. And then eventually, I think the left shoe, even with the duct tape, the thing still snapped. So this is been going on for, I think, a couple weeks now. So I've been doing various things with duct tape, trying to keep the shoelace together. And I finally had it, and said I gotta find a completely different solution. So I have some old pairs of shoes that I can't run with anymore because they're too worn out, but I keep them around just in case I need to do yard work or something. And so I stole the old shoelaces off that, and I swapped them today. But while I was swapping them, I decided I'd actually do some research on different ways to tie shoelaces, because I know there are different ways to do it than the way they come out of the factory, come out of the box. And then I actually never did figure out what those extra holes are near the ankles. So I finally figured it, or looked it up, and so they are, what do we call it, heel locks. So they can be used to, if you tie the shoelaces in a certain way using those holes, you can basically make sure that the heel kind of stays more flush with your the shoe stays flush with your heel. And I actually realized that's probably useful to me because I wear inserts. So they're just off-the-shelf inserts, but I have what do they call it, supination. So most people are the opposite of that, pronation. So there's basically three ways. So your feet can tilt slightly inward, which is, I think, pronation. Your feet can be neutral, or your feet can tilt kind of slightly outwards, which is supination, and that's what I have. I think most people have a slight pronation the other way around, and so you might wear inserts in a different way, or you buy shoes that have what they call support. And for supination, the opposite, you actually don't want shoes that have support. You want shoes that are very cushiony. And they're actually not that popular. I found out, yeah. So most shoes are actually designed for support in mind. So I actually have a hard time buying shoes. So you gotta find the most cushioned shoes, and then even still, I found that you can buy little inserts, and they actually work. You can move them around, so they work for both people with pronation or supination, depending where you put the inserts. And so I've been using the inserts, and I think they've helped. But one problem I have is sometimes the inserts slip, so they don't stay put when I'm running. So I think the heel lock thing will work for me. So I tried it today, and yeah, I think it helped. But I probably need to do a few more runs to really prove it. So they're going to get Scruffy's food now. Scruffy's pushing into the brush a little, which is good. Not dodging the brush. Okay, I'm done. So lunch is, I think, very similar to the past few days. Not as hot today, so didn't have to worry about that as much. Though I tried to use less water because he threw up a couple days ago. So we made it through lunch without an incident, so that was good. Hey, Scruffy. You're at the door, kind of. You've been near the chair the past few days. So I think it's supposed to be a little cooler today. So put a little bit less water in your kibble. Hoping to find the right balance. So, too much and you might throw up, and too little and you might throw up. Or the tricky part is that kibble absorbs the water. So when I first put it in, it looks fine, and then it gets all absorbed. And then it looks like it's too little. Now I'm getting the meows. Wow. Get a bigger meow. Or raspy meow. Wow. Another one. So we'll see a lot of leaves stuck to your tail. Maybe you weren't you didn't just come from the bushes. Okay, let's get your food. Tonight's dinner is meaty pate with real ocean whitefish, the meow mix kibble, and rotisserie chicken scraps. So I need to thaw out another bag of scraps. And I'm still using up the meow mix in my inside container. So I feel like putting off opening the new bag of Kirkland kibble for now. I'll probably open it soon, but there's actually not that much more meow mix inside, so I might finish it up. And Scruffy's eating a little faster tonight. I forgot to put the ball in, or the big ball in yesterday. So yesterday, it was a bad time in general because I was a little on edge because Scruffy threw up the day before, and I was trying to. I made some changes to the lunch so he wouldn't throw up. Dinner was the same, but I'd like to get through a whole day without him throwing up. And I didn't want to have an unforced error because I let him eat too fast because I forgot to put a ball in, he threw up. So I did that a couple times ago. I forgot to put the balls in, I think, the lunch bowl. I think I put the water in the bowl, but I forgot the balls, I think. And I was hoping, well, good enough, it's elevated, it's in the slippery bowl, it's a little slick. It'll probably be okay, and then he threw up. I see a bunch of food under the ball, so Scruffy's not eating that fast. So the other thing I was doing with the shoelaces was trying to figure out other ways to tie it. So I found there's another way of tying laces somebody called it parallel laces. And it's good if your foot is swells up or you have a wide foot. I think I have a wide foot. I noticed the last pair of shoes I had, a hole formed where my pinky toes are, and I can tell even with my newer pairs of shoes, yeah, it's being worn down in the same area. So I think my feet are too wide. Thing is, I already bought a wider shoe. So I think I need to go up even one more wider size. But maybe it's just the shoelaces. So according to what I found was if you tie them in this other way, it may help. So it's hard to describe, but basically instead of crisscrossing every hole, what you do is you take I guess on each side of the shoelace, you take for each hole, instead of crisscrossing immediately, move the balls. Scruffy actually did a pretty good job. Just a little bit more food. So with the laces, you basically go straight down to the hole below you, go under instead of over, and then you cross over straight. and then you go under again to the next alternate hole. It's kind of hard to describe, but it kind of looks like you get these straight laces, so that's why I call them parallel, I guess. And I guess it's supposed to help alleviate some of the pressure off your toes if you have a wide foot, or maybe off the side of your foot. So anyway, Scruffy actually cleaned his bowl, so I guess we're good. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.